In 1831, a book shook Britain to its core, written not by a famous politician or a scholar, but by a woman who had once been enslaved. Her name was Mary Prince, and her words, raw, painful, and defiant, would change the world forever. Mary Prince was born in 1788 in Bermuda, to enslaved parents. For a brief moment, her childhood carried the laughter of the sea and her mother's embrace. But that embrace would not last. At just 12 years old, Mary was sold. Her tears meant nothing to the men who traded lives like cattle. Her mother's voice, the last thread of comfort, was torn away forever. From that day forward, childhood was replaced by cruelty. Mary endured backbreaking labor and beatings that left scars on her body and her spirit. Her masters treated her not as human, but as property. She was beaten for the smallest mistakes, forced into unbearable work, and denied dignity. Women like Mary bore not only labor, but the constant threat of exploitation. Yet in her silence, she carried resilience. She learned to find strength in faith and in the fragments of hope that her life might mean more than the chains around her wrists. Every day was a battle not to lose herself. But the world outside her small island was shifting. Abolitionist voices in Britain were beginning to grow louder. Fate took Mary across the ocean to London. For the first time, she was on British soil, a land where slavery itself was being questioned. Here, Mary found allies among abolitionists who saw in her a living testament to slavery's horror. They urged her to tell her story, not in whispers, not in fragments, but in a book. A weapon of truth. In 1831, she published her autobiography, the first black woman in Britain to do so. Her words described the whips, the tears, the broken families, truths that polite society tried to look away from. The book spread like wildfire. Some praised her bravery. Others, furious slaveholders, called her a liar. She was dragged into courtrooms, her character attacked, her very womanhood questioned. They tried to silence her, to crush her voice under ridicule and accusation. But her story had already escaped their grasp. The world had read it, and the truth could not be buried again. Mary Prince did not live to see slavery abolished across the British Empire in 1834. But her courage helped make it possible. Her voice added weight to a movement that toppled an empire built on human suffering. She was once silenced, beaten, enslaved. Yet she rose to speak when silence was expected. Mary Prince, a woman whose voice still echoes today.